Sorry. Okay. So now we're going to talk about communities and businesses. Now, the community contributes to businesses, while businesses contribute to the community. And I'm going to explain that right now. Let's start with the communities. The speaker before was talking about communities, and whether you like it or not, we are surviving because of community, right? It's because of communities, that's why we have something like this today, right? If there was no Python community, will you have Python NG? Even if you go online, go on Twitter, Twitter is a community. So whether you like it or not, you even have some groups of people that you dare not insult on Twitter. Because if you insult one person, 25 more persons will come to you, or will come for you. That's a community, right? Now you are trying to organize, maybe you are trying to organize Python Kenya. You cannot just go online on Facebook and say, hey guys, Python is a very nice language. Let's organize a conference in Kenya. If there is no community in Kenya, whether you like it or not, let me tell you the people that will attend. Your father, your mother, and your brothers. You know why your sisters will not attend? Because they'll be attending a wedding that day. So the power of community cannot be underemphasized. All right? So let's talk about the developer communities. This is a developer community. We have the Python community. Now we have other communities like, let's quickly go there. We have For Loop. Who does not know about For Loop here? All right, I'm glad. I'm really excited. So we have For Loop Nigeria. We have For Loop Nairobi. For Loop Gambia is currently cooking. For Loop Accra is cooking. Then we also have For Loop Kampala. That's 3 countries, right? Now, that's a developer community that started from Nigeria and went ahead to establish a branch in Kenya, and now you have one in Uganda. And we are going to have For Loop in some other countries before the end of this year. So that's for For Loop. We have Laravel Nigeria. Now, Laravel Nigeria started from Lagos. I and Neo Igodaru, we started Laravel Nigeria community. But I discovered that the power of community alone got Laravel Nigeria to move to the southeast, which is funny because I never thought we were going to have a meetup somewhere in Oka or Enugu or any of those states. But somebody came for the Lagos meetup, saw, he was very, very impressed. He was energized. And he went back to Enugu and said, we have to do Laravel Nigeria here in Enugu. And whether you like it or not, when they start that community there, somebody else will look at it and say, man, this is actually great, and we'll move the community to somewhere else. And before you know it, the power of communities left and right will create something bigger than yourself. But then, within these communities, we have Angular Nigeria, we have Dev Center, we have Usable for Designers. What happens? Let me give you a typical example. This is what happens when you go for events. I don't know whether that's already happening here. So you come for PyCon Nigeria, right? I'm sorry I didn't come yesterday, I was very busy. But then when you come for PyCon Nigeria, you go for a typical dev event, this is what happens. You get in, you look around, you look for the people that you know. If you don't see people that you know, you try to start identifying the faces, whether you can recognize their handle online. Start going through. Okay, I don't know this person. I think I know this person. Then you go and introduce yourself. And one thing I've discovered about developers is that we are proud. So we don't like to introduce ourselves. We want people to come to us based on what we have done. So do you know that I was the one that developed that SDK? So people need to know that based on your work, they need to come and make an introduction. So they now stand and say, yeah, I'm Prosper, I'm Unicode developer. Yeah. Then this is another thing that happened again. Then you start talking. Oh, what are you working on currently? Oh, I'm working on the next big thing. What's the next big thing? I'm actually looking for a way. I don't think you understand what I'm saying. Let me describe it for you better. You know the way Uber is operating right now? If there is a way we can have Uber for jollof rice, that's what I'm working on right now. I'm like, oh, that's great. That's awesome. Now, these are the very humble guys. Let me now tell you about the main hackers. They just tell you. I think the other guy was talking about TensorFlow, right? Say, you know about TensorFlow? Oh, TensorFlow is an old technology. Then you just mention one big name. Have you heard of this? Have you used it? Oh my God. You are still using React? How come you're not using Vue yet? What about Aurelia? Did you use? I used Firebase last night. What are you still using? There is another set of people. But then the conversation keeps moving, right? It keeps moving, right? Then somebody will mention a technology that the other person has not used before, and they'll be like, okay, I think I'm interested in that technology. Can you send me the documentation? Can you send me the link? Can you send me your repo? Then he checks it out. I'm like, oh, wow. What we are using currently in our company is PHP. And we are not even using Laravel here. We are using Zend. And we are trying to move to something that is maybe more efficient. And he tries that. Then you talk about Laravel. Then he goes back home. He makes a demo. He goes back to his CTO or the head of the team and say, oh, this is what I heard about in Laravel Nigeria. Is there a way we could try to use Laravel? This is the demo. This is what is better than our current process. Then he starts to use it, right? That's what happens in communities. That's what happens at events. So the same thing too happens to establishing a business. Now we are talking about all these ideas, okay? Then I'm asking you, okay, how do you get paid? For example, if you have this idea I want to do, but I don't want to give it out for free. I need to be able to get paid. Now, when I'm talking about getting paid, one thing I've also discovered about developers is that when you start learning how to code and you start working on projects, one thing that actually disturbs you a lot is how to integrate a payment system into that particular project. It's like a headache. And I remember when we just, back then, 7-8 years ago, we had only InterSwitch. It was really a pain to integrate, payment system into your app. You have to go to InterSwitch first, then you pay a certain amount of money. For you guys that have done it here, you know what I'm talking about. Then you wait for them to try to approve you. Then there are no documentations, no SDK. It was crazy, right? But now we have more payment solutions around, and I'm going to tell you some of these solutions that you can use to easily get paid, and you'll be surprised how seamless this can work. All right, let's move first. Don't worry, you guys can't see my password. Okay. Interaction between developer community members cultivate ideas. I've talked about that. Ideas breed products. Product needs to be accessible by a selected few or a billion users. Now, this is a case study that we're going to talk about, okay? Hub8 is a global hosting company. How many of you, I won't say how many of you, let's just say, who doesn't use AWS here? Good. How many of you can use your Naira card to pay for AWS? Maybe your Zenith card or your Diamond card. EcoBank works. Does it have a limit? What's the limit? You can't remember. Cool. How many of you use Namecheap here for your domain names? I use Namecheap for all my domain names. So if you have access to my Namecheap, I'm dead. Because all the domain names I've bought for all the clients that I've worked for is there. And I keep repaying. That is the recurrent payment that happens every year, right? Now, the only way I can have a Namecheap account and actually pay for their service every time is because I have a dollar card. I can't use my Naira card. Because when I try to use my Naira card, what happened? So I don't know. I don't know you. I can't recognize this card, right? Now, those are issues. So you see a Nigerian developer looking for how to get a solution like AWS, but because he's using just a Naira card, and Namecheap does not have an office here, or AWS does not have an office here, so they really don't care about the way you pay. Okay? So you have issues. Then at the end of the day, you start looking for ways to go around it. Maybe you borrow a dollar card, or you try to use Barter, or you try to use one of those solutions out there. So Hub8 is one of those global web companies that offer hosting services and domain name registration. Now they needed to expand, and one of the markets they were considering was Africa. I know when you are considering a market in Africa, most times the countries you consider, no offense to any other country, but the countries you consider is like Nigeria, then Kenya, and others. Sorry about that. All right, so they considered Nigeria. Now, they considered Nigeria, but now they needed to offer these services to Nigerians, right? Okay. We cannot use our global payment platform because they have a different way of paying here in Nigeria. So people, developers, or anybody that wants to get online will not be able to pay for our service. So what did they do? They integrated a solution called RavePay. Now, with RavePay, this is what RavePay offers. RavePay allows you, as a Nigerian, not just Nigeria, but let's start with Nigeria. RavePay allows you to pay with your Visa card, with your MasterCard, and with your Verve card. Then you can also pay via your bank account. So there is a choice. Look at here. Look at where my cursor is, right? So you can select a bank account. So there are some. So if you have a Zenith bank account, or you have a Diamond bank account, or you have a GT bank account, you have about 6 or 7 bank accounts. So you can directly pay for the service from your bank account. Now, Hub 8 integrated, RavePay, and with that integration, it's very easy for you to go on Hub 8 now. So you can just Google it, Hub 8, and pay for a domain name or pay for a hosting plan, and it just works. Now, remember what I said, Hub 8 is not an indigenous company, it's a global company. But because they needed to come to the market here, they integrated a solution called RavePay, and with that, with your Naira card, with your bank account, you can easily pay for their service. It charges you, and it's just that simple. Now, this is the catchment point, okay? If Hub 8 needs to expand to countries like South Africa or Kenya, they don't have to change their payment processor, or they don't have to get another payment processor. They will still keep using RavePay. Why? Because it supports multiple currencies. I'm going somewhere with this, but I'm just telling you what this offers so that you can understand where I'm going to with this, okay? So if they need to expand to South Africa, Kenya, Ghana, and other African countries, they don't need any new form of payment integration. Because all you need to do is, if you're in Kenya and you need to pay, it offers you the option to pay with Kenyan shillings. If you're in Ghana, Ghana cedis, and it charges your card, and it works with those banks there. Very easy. Let's look at another type of community, which is the type of communities our children here will be very familiar with, and our business people, the vendor communities. And I'll give you an example. Number 1, Jollof festivals. How many of you go for Eat, Drink Lagos? Nobody. You guys are too serious here. How do you guys survive? All right. How many of you know about Nothing to Do in Lagos? Do you know about Nothing to Do in Lagos? I need you to check it out. Check out nothingtodoinlagos.com. So for you guys that are not Nigerians and you come here and you're bored, and the only people you have around you are these other people sitting here that are developers, you can have something to do on Nothing to Do in Lagos. Now, you have Jollof festivals, you have Eat, Drink Lagos. They organize some of these things quarterly or monthly, I don't know, but I've gone for some of these. Now, the last Eat, Drink Lagos festival I went for, a lot of people came, right? We had a lot of vendors offering food, vendors offering ice cream, vendors offering different kind of shawarma, everything available, right? Now, these vendors needed a way to get paid, or they need a way to get paid, right? Now, we all know the obvious way of paying, cash. Okay, just bring out the cash and pay. But you know what happens when you have large crowds like this, right? I can come for Eat Drink Festival, but I did not come to eat jollof. I came to pack your money. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I just joined the crowd. Hey, oh my, I don't have any friends, but I can do like I have friends. Hey, I didn't know, Then I go to the different shops, and what I'm just doing right now is I'm just talking every shop. For every shop that has a lot of customers, for example, I will go to the jollof rice shop. I will go to the ice cream shop. What's this other stuff that ladies like taking a lot? Shawarma. No, not shawarma. Okay, there's this type of pizza. What's that brand of pizza? Is it with pineapple something? Toppings. You guys should help me out here. Huh? Man, you guys really don't like food in this audience. Okay, let's go on. Right. So at the end of the day, I look at the vendors that are actually collecting cash from their customers, right? And I'm just actively looking. How is this cash moving from hand to hand? The customer pays the vendor takes the money, he gives another person that is working for her or him. That person takes the money and puts the money in a bag, or puts the money in a safe, or puts the money somewhere. All I need to do is actively look at that safe, or actively look at that nylon bag, or actively look at the place where the person is keeping it, right? Then all I need to do is just cause a scene. Maybe cause a scene like Bobrisky. I just come around, do something crazy. Everybody, hey, what's going on? And I get the money. And I run. That's a now imagine you being a vendor at that at Eat Drink Lagos Festival. You've been counting the number of, okay, this is the 20th customer, this is the 100, this is the 200, this is the 1,000. In your mind, as a business person, whether you like it or not, in your mind, you already have an amount that, okay, I have 200K right now. Man, this is great. I'll be able to pay for my children's school fees tomorrow. You're already thinking about that. Then at the end of the day, you come and the money is gone. So how do you counter things like that? You need a way of payment, right? Then another way of payment is this. For example, when I go to church, there is this woman that sells small chops. Apart from jollof, I love small chops. I can give my life for small chops. That's how passionate I am about it. So every Sunday, there are two things. My card must be in my pocket and some cash. Now, but my problem is this. Whenever I go to the small chops seller, she has no POS, right? So I have to have cash. So if I don't withdraw, and I told you guys, you don't withdraw on a Saturday, on a Friday. So if I don't withdraw on a Friday, or somebody does not come to bless me with money on Saturday, then I cannot buy small chops on Sunday, which is a very big predicament for me, because I survive on small chops. So what do? I tell the woman, please, what's your bank account? Let me do some transfers to you, right? But now this is the disadvantage about doing a bank account transfer, especially in a country like Nigeria. Hey, let me do a transfer. The woman gives you the account. Then you say, you do a transfer. You actually don't do any transfer. Then you just show her something and say, okay, see, the transfer has gone. Maybe you just show her, when you buy airtime, and it now shows you, 1,000 naira has been transferred. You can just show the woman something like that. And because she's busy with other customers, you just show her that. I say, okay. And she gives you the small chops. Pew, you run away. At the end of the day, when she comes back, and she's trying to do, what do you guys call it in accounting? She's trying to, exactly. She just sees that, the amount of small chops I sold is not equivalent to the amount I've gotten. What's going on here? So that's the disadvantage too about bank transfers. But if there was an efficient way of paying, instead of using bank transfers or cash, wouldn't that be better? So we are going to get to that. This is cyber security, so our password has to be strong. So pardon me. All right, good. All right. Okay, so I've already given that story. So I'm going to tell you how Jollof Festival took care of that problem. But before we go there, let's look at another case study. Mega bet. How many of you bet here? Don't worry. You can just text the answer to me. I know you are very cautious about the kind of people that look at you. I know in this country, if you're a Christian or a born-again Muslim or something, they are against betting. But let's not lie to ourselves. Almost everybody here bets. Is anybody playing next week? Which club is playing next week? I don't watch football, sorry. All right. So Mega Bet is a gaming service. It's a very popular gaming service. Now they needed to extend their services to the Nigerian market. You know why? Because whether you like it or not, the population is massive here in Nigeria. So Nigeria is like a big market for anything. If you are selling pure water in Lagos, you will make it. If you are selling sandals, you will make it. If you are selling biro cover, you will make it. So if you are talking about gaming, because of the population we have here, right? That's why you have businesses come to Nigeria, right? So Megabet is a very big gaming service. They came to Nigeria because the market is massive. A lot of people bet with their lives in Nigeria. How many of you play Baba Ijebu here? Baba Ijebu. Okay, how many of your parents play Baba Ijebu? Or your uncles and your aunties? Yeah, because we already have the custom that, there is a way that we can make money faster than, going through the right process. If I bet 1,000 naira now, I can make 1 million in return. So why would I take that 1,000 naira and use it to buy a React JS course? Start learning that will take me 3 months or 6 months to become a junior developer. MMM, all right, good. That's another case study, but I will not include that case study in my own talk. All right, so they needed to expand to the Nigerian scene, but they needed a way of accepting payments. What did Megabet do? It was very simple. Megabet went ahead. I hope this is not my mic. Megabet went ahead and integrated RavePay. The same RavePay I talked about for the other guys. And what does RavePay do? It offers Visa, MasterCard. With your Vev card, you can easily pay, you can easily do a transaction, and everything just goes on fine. Then also you can pay via your bank account and via USSD. I'm going to talk about this USSD because that's what people like. If you go to Kenya, for example, what works very well in Kenya is the M-Pesa platform. I have an M-Pesa account because I do go to Nairobi very frequently. Down to the Aboki shops, even though they don't call them Aboki, I can't remember what they call them. Down to the smallest of shops where you can buy the little of things, you can pay with your M-Pesa. So if you need to do something like that, you have RavePay offers something like that, which is via the USSD platform. You already have a particular code. You have your merchant ID, and a customer can just come around and just type in the code on the phone, types in the merchant ID and the amount, and the customer pays. So Megabet decided to do that. And since they integrated the RavePay, they've not had any problems. Another case study, don't worry, I'll also be done with my case studies. ThriveSend. How many of you know about ThriveSend? ThriveSend.com. Oh, you guys. All right, let me tell you about ThriveSend. When you send money, okay, I use Zenith, that's why I'm talking about Zenith a lot. When I do a transfer on Zenith, I get charged. For every transfer I do, I get charged 105 naira. That's a lot of money. Huh? That was then. How much do they charge now? 52 naira. 52 naira, 50 kobo. All right. That was then. That's still this year, because I still did and they still collected my 105 naira. So, okay, 52 naira, right? Good. Now, this is what happened to me some days ago. Is my time up? My time is up already. We have not even started. All right, I'll soon be done. This is what happened to me some few days ago. I wanted to, I know you guys are going to insult me after, but it's my story. And I'm going to tell you my story. I wanted to, something was wrong with my DSTV. I have this DSTV Explorer. And I wanted to, repair it. But I was lazy because I work from home. I didn't want to leave my house. So I searched for DSTV office online. DSTV office, I got a result, I got a phone number, and I called the phone number. That was on a Saturday. Hello? So is wrong with my DSTV Explorer. I need to be able to do this. And the guy said, oh, okay, very good. We can send somebody to come and fix it for you, but you have to pay some amount. I don't know what was wrong with me. Maybe because I'm just a very good-hearted person. I just trusted that was a real person that works for DSTV. So I sent money the first time. And I was like, oh, there's this other money you need to send. I sent money again the second time. I know. Then again, he had the guts to tell me there's still another amount of money. But guess what? I still sent the money. Now, I sent money 3 times to this guy. Then later when I called him, he now said, okay, for the last call, he said, oh, the guys are going to fix your DSTV. They're already on the way. Just expect them. Then meter, I was expecting them. Later, these guys did not come. I called, number was not going. First time, second time, third time, number was switched off. I say, Prosper, you have been scammed. But then, this is the story. I sent the money 3 times. So 3 times I was charged how much? 52 naira, 50 kobo, 52 naira, 50 kobo, 52 naira, 50 kobo, because it was a transfer. Now, multiply that, 52 naira, 50 kobo times 3. That's how much? You guys are mathematicians, you are software engineers, you should get this. All right, that's about 160 naira, right? Good. With that 160 naira, I can buy bread and a wagon. I need it in the morning, I need it in the afternoon, and I'll be okay for a whole day, right? But you have a platform like ThriveSend. I don't know if you have not used ThriveSend.com, you should use it. With ThriveSend.com, when you make a transfer, it allows you to send money from anywhere in Nigeria. So for example, instead of me using my bank account to make a transfer online, I can use ThriveSend. So with my MasterCard, whether local or international, it just accepts it and allows me to transfer money from my account to any other person in Nigeria. For how much? For 45 naira. It's 45 naira. And I don't know if there's any bank that offers that. So you can try it. I'm almost done. I know I'm almost done. My last case study, I promise. Last case study, wallet.ng. Now, wallet.ng is very simple. This is what they do. They offer the ability for users to get paid with just a link. All right? So, for example, today is your birthday. If today is your birthday and you don't have real friends, the only friends you have are virtual friends. You know what I mean? You have Facebook friends, you have friends on Twitter, you have friends on whatever, Badu, or any other platform. Just create a link, create an account on wallet.ng. So, for example, this is my own account on wallet.ng. And I'm just showing you this for this talk. I'm showing you so that you guys can pay me. All right? So, once I send you guys the link, once I send somebody the link, you can just pay me instantly. Put in the account details, and it sends the money to my account. Very simple. All right. I've talked about Jollof Festival. So developers, how do you make use of RavePay? It's very simple. You can just go to ravepay.co. You can open it right now. With ravepay.co, there are no setup fees. It supports multiple companies. Then, like I said, multi-currency support. So it's not just accepting money from Nigerians here. You can accept money from other countries, which is very awesome. Okay? Then the transaction fees, these are the transaction fees here. So for your local cards, you have 1.4% on every transaction. Then for foreign cards, $1 plus 3% transaction fee. So just take note of this. Then you have SDKs. You have Android SDK, iOS, Cordova. So you don't have to code it from scratch. So if you're developing an Android app and you need to integrate payments, you can just use RavePay. Use the Android SDK and you're done. Then you have the Rave point of sale too, which is very interesting. With the Rave point of sale, it's almost like you use the way vendors use POS here, right? The way vendors use POS, right? Now with POS, they give you put your card, you pay. But this is not a physical POS. This is a web POS, online POS. So if you are a vendor, if my vendor is Unicode Labs, or say my vendor is Jollof for Africa, all I need to do is send you a link, ravepay.co/Jollof for Africa, and you, as the customer, can just put in your card. Now, the good thing also is if you don't have a Naira card, if you have a Kenya card or you have a Ghana card, it also accepts it. You know why? Look at where my cursor is. So it can accept USD, it can accept pounds, it can accept Kenya shillings. So you can just pay with those cards, and you can pay for your small chops anytime you want. So I know my time is up. If you need to ask me questions, you can buzz me immediately after this talk, or you can send me a message on Twitter or anywhere. Thank you very much. I think that's the end of my talk.